The state police have never sit me down ever and questioned me about being a suspect in the Edrington case. That has never happened.
Well, hopefully when we play this, hopefully, I don't know if we'll contact Diane or just wait and see if Diane contacts us. We may just play this.
Let me say something about Diane.
Go ahead.
Don't have a thing in the world against her.
Sure.
Fine family. Her own daddy, he's dead, Sammy House. Her own daddy would have told you the same thing about him being a suicide. He worked at the funeral homes.
Well, interesting, buddy. Thanks for talking to us. You've been.
You call me anytime. You got my number.
I got Sheila. You got any questions?
Same guy today, yesterday, and tomorrow, bro. Call me anytime you want.
Sheila's been writing some notes here for me because buddy, you've been great. I asked him that, babe. He said he didn't know nothing about it, about the shirt. You didn't. You say you don't know nothing about a missing shirt, right?
No, there's no shirt missing. Because when I heard that, somebody said that was on your show.
Yeah.
I got a hold of the state police. I said, I want to know something. I said, I want to know if the Johnny Edrington shirt is missing from the case file evidence. They said, no. Where in the world did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
I said,
Fred McCoy.
It was on the
Fred McCoy.
Now show, and they said, well, we can assure you there's nothing missing.
Well, assure us by holding that shirt up and taking a picture. You know, we're sitting here a while ago talking about how we don't trust the state police, but now you're saying that, oh yeah, we got the shirt here, and you're going to take their word at it. Accept that. See, I don't.
I'm saying, I don't know why they would hide it unless they was protecting. Who are they going to protect by getting rid of that shirt?
I don't know.
If they thought somebody actually killed him, they're not going to be getting rid of a shirt. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, it doesn't make sense either way. If it was the S side, which one would you want? But why is the shirt missing? Because we have been told,
what was supposed to be on the shirt,
and we are not going to take what they say over the phone, or the state police what they say. All they got to do, and we put that in our videos, is hold that shirt up. Tell Burnett, hold that shirt up, and take a picture of it. Here, Fred McCoy, shut up. But see, well, they won't do it because it's not there, or they won't do it because we can't take their word for nothing.
I understand what you're saying. I mean,
I know.
I've been disappointed in a lot of things with the state police myself.
I understand.
I mean,
I have too, buddy.
You know, I was in your pursuit of getting out the truth, and I support that 100% in both cases. Tell the state police, ask the state police to have coroner's inquest, have the state medical examiner to have an inquest. So they can. All you have to do, he's a new one now, let him go up and look at the evidence. Look at the evidence as it was that day.
Yeah, well,
if
they did, they would have to use the evidence of that day. I don't. Doug Asher and anybody that was involved back then. Again, I think they should have. I would have protested to high heaven. They would have.
Went over their head. Now he took a chance on getting fired. He went over their head.
He said in his book that he sat there in the meeting and didn't say a word.
When he met with the state medical examiner, but after that, Asher went over their head when he went to see Mike Truth. He went to Mike. This Edrington case is a suicide, and they need to tell the truth about it. And Dr. Hunsaker would tell you that they asked him, several state police administrators from the headquarters had seen him more than once, asking him to change his opinion on that case, and he refused to do it. So they got Dr. Nichols.
What was his opinion on the case?
Hunsaker?
Yeah.
Suicide.
See, he don't say that. He says in his report, undetermined, which is one of the, well, now listen, Jim, we don't have to do nothing. We're grown men.
Everybody's got lives and careers.
Well,
just like us back then, Fred. If we'd have jumped up and down at that time saying, I'm going to the papers, I'm going to do
I worked in Pike County. I worked in Pike County for a corrupt sheriff and Commonwealth attorney, and turned them both in. Me and my Hatfield partner, and we FBI agents we happened to go to was Ron Poole and Mark Putnam. One of them killed his informant, and the other one got Bob Foley out and used him as an informant when he killed 6 more people.
I know them
What's
both.
What's the chances of that? But we went to the media. We lost our jobs. I've been through it too. I know exactly.
You did hear me. I tell you that I've been to the media more than once.
I did.
And I've contacted commissioner after commissioner.
Yeah.
I've contacted post commander
Sure.
after post commander. I've
Sure.
done it. I've done it,
Yeah.
and I've done it. I said, guys, all I ask you is to lay the evidence out and
Yeah.
let the truth be known.
That's right. I agree with you.
That's all I care about. Tell the truth. Just tell the truth.
I'm
There's
gonna
no
text
reason
you.
to lie about anything.
I'm gonna text you after a while, and we'll set up something where me and Sheila maybe run up there someday when you're not doing nothing. You
Looking
don't,
forward to it.
and we'll look at some pictures and stuff and see where we get. And buddy, we can't thank you enough. You've been
Yes.
nothing but a gentleman, and I appreciate you talking to us.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah, yes. Thank you guys for calling me.
All right, pal. You take it easy.
All right. See you all.
Bye, Jim. Guys, you have it. Hour and 14 minutes, and that he's like Fred McCoy. He don't care to say what he thinks. I love people like that. I don't like two-faced people. I don't like,
Second guess.
the funny thing is Doug Asher wrote a book on it. We've not heard from Doug Asher, and we've talked about his book like a dog. Our numbers on our website, it's all over the place. We would love to talk to Doug Asher. We would love to talk to these people, the state police. He says the state police will never open it. I don't buy that. I think if enough people out there complains and questions the integrity of the state police, I feel you, baby. But that's, again, the state police, I wish they would come, because I have known some great state troopers in my day. I've also known some, like everything else, there's bad in everything. And I've known a few of them. And now that I started the Fred McCoy 40 page and looking at police officers, not just Kentucky state police officers, but all over the United States, and wonder what's happened to our law enforcement. Where's our credibility? Where's our character, our honor? What's happened to it that we'd rather beat down or shoot somebody as we would to help them?
People have them.
Sheila, what's your thoughts on the conversation? Then we'll get off here. I don't know what our facial expressions look like sometimes. Don't pay no attention to our facial expressions. When he's talking, if we see a facial expression, you're thinking, oh, that must have been a liar. That must have been a this, or that may not be, because Sheila and I have been writing notes the whole time here to each other, and that's what so you can't go by facial expressions. I will give him that. Guys, that guy was nothing but I've been interviewed and interrogated and everything else, a lot of people in my day, and I just don't see the deceit. I until we see the pictures, until we see other evidence, we're still not willing to buy that it was the S side.
Right.
But we've not bought into these rumors on the 2 Phelps brothers being involved with the death of Johnny. I'm never going to agree with the fact that I wish they would have. He says he went to the media. He says he done this and that. And I don't have no reason not to believe him. But you got to keep going. You got to. We filed complaints in Washington D.C. We done everything over our case, so you can get the attention if you want it. But like he said, also he was honest there, because it was going to give up their jobs. It's going to cost them their jobs. And buddy, when you think about losing your job over trying to do the right thing, it really, not many of us out there does that. Not many of us does that. So, and I can see how it affects him this here, because that affected Sheila and I was newly married, and gave up our job, our livelihood, our home, a lot of things over doing the right thing, standing up, because I had this myth that I thought police officers all were honest and had integrity and character, and they don't all have that. It's going to be a long video.
Yep. Sorry.
Catch you next time.
All right.
If anybody out there has any tax papers, he says Johnny E was having all kinds of
Financial.
but he also says, now I'm going to be devil's advocate here. He knows that. But he says that they determined that night that it was an S side. But he was behind on his bills. He's behind on this, behind on that. He's got taxes. He's got. Did somebody have Johnny E watch? Was somebody on Johnny E watch for his life? Because I know he knows a lot about things now, 37 years later. It's easy to throw things out there 37 years later. We want to know what people knew that night, that next morning, that would make them decide right off the bat, this is an S side. Oh, he's behind on his car insurance. He's behind on. I mean, nothing against him. I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm not going. I respect this guy tremendously.
Yep.
I respect him more than I do Doug Asher. He didn't go out and write a book. This guy's name's been dragged through the mud, him and his brother.
There's more to the story.
We want to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
We pray, and you guys pray. Hopefully God will send the state police or somebody to answer these questions.
But also, when you do something like that, all your muscles release, and when
you die, you die. When you blow your brains out, you're dead. You go limp. You don't. I don't care what kind of death grip you had on something. That death grip now goes limp at that moment, at that instant. So he wouldn't have had. I can't see him having a gun in his hand. Let's keep it open. Keep it open-minded. Let's see some pictures. Let's see some reports back of that day.
Okay.
Again, at the beginning, I thought he said there wasn't a trooper on the scene that didn't agree it was S side. We know that's not true because we've talked to, and they thought that night. They've never agreed. I mean, they thought that night that it was a homicide. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They've never agreed that it was a S side. And they were there. I don't know if they're in that picture there or not, but they were in some of these newspaper pictures over the time. Guys, videos drug out hour and 22 minutes.
So sorry.
May divide it into two.
Yeah,
May divide it into two videos.
That'll be good.
And so
Won't be so long.
Catch you next time.
All right.
Thank you, and Mr. Phelps. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate everything that you said.
Yeah, just talking to us was that's how you get things come to a conclusion. The state police has got to do this eventually. The state police has got to say, hey, go meet with the Phelpses, go meet with the McCoys, go meet with the Edringtons, go meet with Diane. See if any of this stuff is true. See if any of this stuff is in the reports. He says the FBI done the report. The FBI said it was a suicide. We haven't got that. We got that the FBI ruled with Dr. DeMayo.
DeMayo, yeah.
It's going to be interesting, guys. We're not done.
Yeah.
Pray about it. Question people about it.
Maybe
God will send answers. If it's in His will,
exactly.
In His time, He'll send us the answers to this. And hopefully, while Jimmy and Johnny's still alive, or their mother, I don't know if their mother was still alive or not. So, but hopefully for their children, we can clear this up. If it's not true, we have no reason to believe it's true. We just want to find who killed Johnny E.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh. Please like, subscribe, and share.
God.
And we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
And right there, guys, is exactly, thank you, Lord. Thank you. It couldn't happen no better than what just happened in life. This is where Johnny Edrington's car was basically at. That's what happened. That trooper went down the road, met a speeder, and followed him back and pulled him over right here. Just so happened. And that's exactly what happened to Johnny Edrington that night. Let me get you, babe. Here with us now. We done made a little introduction. It's Jimmy over here.
Jimmy Phelps.
And Johnny Phelps. And they're telling us right now that that's almost exactly where Johnny Edrington made the traffic stop, or where his vehicle was that night.
Cruiser was probably back. Johnny's cruiser was probably back this way, 10, 15 feet. Wherever Johnny's body was, the cruiser was back this way.
Okay.
This side. Yeah.
So if we're looking at this view right now, Johnny's body, let's say there's a violator there, it would have been off to the right, in between the two vehicles, if he had a violator in front of him.
He was over in the grass.
Over in the grass. But if there was a vehicle, if he did in fact make a traffic stop that night, he would have been
Down there.
over somewhere between the two vehicles. Yeah. And that's what we guys would appreciate you.
He would probably be where his cruiser was parked. And that where that cross is from his cruiser.
Okay. I got some paint, some flags. After he leaves, we'll go up there. That's why we was trying to beat the rain. I'm gonna set this right here.
So we don't want to.
That's right. Well,